Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
Success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
it. See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals.
Inspire.
I go out and I go get it.
You're in the right place. You're checking out Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles.
Conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
What's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles, and we have Coach Chris Ortiz here with us today. And I'm thankful to Coach Ortiz for coming by. He's involved in a lot of projects, a lot of things that he does to help others, and he's spreading some positive vibes. And so, we kind of linked up, through a friend, big time relationships, but a friend, connected us, and both of the Success Chronicles and the Giant Shoulders. He's gonna talk to you about that. He does that, and it's similar as far as positive vibes, helping, spreading positive words, and so. But let's dig into that. If you could just talk to us about your life story. Where you're from, how you grew up until now.
All right. First off, man, hey, thank you, Chip, for having me on your show, man. Good dude right here. Blessed to be by you, baby. Let's talk about my life story. Okay, so I don't want anyone to throw a pity party for us, but came up with a single mom. Parents were divorced. Myself, my brother, between my mom and my dad, 7 divorces. It's quite a few, man.
Wow.
That may be a world record, my man. People that they had married, they were pretty darn good people in between,
Right.
That may have been a failed relationship, but through all those different failed relationships that I got an opportunity to see, I actually got to see what it is that I don't want to do once I do get married. So I tried to learn from the mistakes that my folks had made. We grew up, I say, lower middle class. My mom worked a ton of different jobs, physical therapist, assistant, but I also know that she had some side hustles on the side. Like one of the things that she did that really, I guess helped shape me, because it was very humbling to her, was that she would actually go and she would clean her friends' houses. And I know that she had to swallow a bunch of her pride in order to do something like that. In fact, I couldn't even imagine doing that. But I guess when you have kids, there's no lengths that you're willing.
What you got to do to make it work.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And, I learned a big lesson right there. That I got to do whatever it is that I got to do to make sure that my kids eat. And I thank my mom for that.
Yeah.
Let me see. So we grow up, play some athletics in high school, fairly successful in high school, go on to play low college ball. The cool thing about that is that I'm a first-generation college student, and I think one of the things that my mother did that was so powerful was that she always instilled in our heads that you're going to college. It was never an option. She said that you're going to college.
It's not if, it's where.
Yeah, where, when, but like it was never, there was never a thought in my mind that said that I'm not going to college. She burned that into my head. So she actually broke that vicious cycle that was part of that Ortiz-Lopez vicious cycle of just, getting through high school and being done. And she changed the course of our life, by doing so. So then my brother goes on, and he becomes the second to go to college and graduate, and now he's a successful lawman. Can't speak too much about what he does, to protect his safety, but she put two kids through college, and 2 of us are serving the community,
right.
in the highest regards. So we fast forward a little bit. I'm in college, playing a little college baseball, play some college rugby. I meet my beautiful wife, Miss Whitney Ortiz.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, it's going to start crying a little bit.
It's all right.
Man, imagine this. Yeah, man, I did good. But imagine this, man. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman. I mean, she was always kicking it with us guys. She was always that beautiful girl that was hanging out with
cool.
the guys.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We'd be playing dominoes, and she'd be going 15, or 3-piece. And good Lord, when she was doing that, I was like, oh man, I gotta marry this woman. And
Yeah, I know that feeling.
she turned out to be my best friend.
Yeah.
So we were friends for about a year, and man, that's the best thing that we could have done. Before we ended up dating and getting together, we were best friends. So I got to enjoy the company of this wonderful person inside and out. It was never just about looks or being attracted or lust.
Yeah.
I loved the person. I loved the person.
It's funny. I was gonna say, man, I'm thankful that my wife didn't look at me that way. I wouldn't have been able to pull her. I'm glad she looked at me for the person I am.
Man, I would definitely say I'm married up.
Yeah.
I'm married up.
Yeah.
So I meet this beautiful woman in college. We end up dating, and start a family a little prematurely. Earlier than was expected. And man, a great blessing came from that, my man. A great blessing came from that ship. Had my beautiful daughter, Tatum Ortiz, 16 years old, at Oak Ridge right now, running track. Super proud of you, baby. I love you. But I was a boy. I was a 21-year-old boy.
Yeah.
My mama's still kind of taking care of me, throwing some money in the bank account, helping me with rent, paying my bills at college. I was a boy. And because, we started this family a little bit early, it forced me to become a man. Started working more. I started taking more college classes.
To get done.
To get done quicker.
Yeah.
Because previously I was taking like 9-12 hours at a time. Chip, I was on that 10-year plan, Chip. You wasn't even for my master's.
You're a professional student.
Yeah, man, that was a darn good one too.
Yeah.
But through that little bit of struggle, I ended up, getting through a lot, and I started looking at myself differently. I was like, man, I'm capable of a whole lot more than what I'm actually putting forth. So my daughter was probably like the biggest precursor to like good things happening.
Right.
Started working a little bit more. Started chasing my first dream of becoming a teacher and a coach. And from that point forward, life's been grand. Been working in Conroe ISD for probably like 13, 14 years now, much like you.
Right.
All at Knox Junior High. Man, wonderful school. You got an eclectic base of students. You got supportive parents, smart kids, wonderful athletes. For my money, I know that you're kind of partial over there to York and Irons, man, since they feed Oak Ridge. But, man, for my money, Knox is where it's at, man. Knox is where it's at. A wonderful boss, too, man. Joe Daw, you the best.
Yeah, in competition-wise, I got to stick to my side. But, in life-wise, in the real purpose, why we do what we do, I think not just Knox, but, the district as well. I mean, I talk, when I talked about my giants, just the relationships that you're able to build with the people that you're around daily. Every day I go to work and feel like, it's people around me that I can just watch and learn from, which is going to make me better to help kids. And so, same thing, there's people there at your place that I know that are amazing people, kid first, do it for the right reasons. And those kind of things, and it's truly a blessing to be able to have that.
We are lucky, aren't we?
Super lucky and fortunate. Just, I don't know, can't say it enough. Just, It's pretty good stuff.
Hey, man, Conroe ISD, it don't get any better than that, man. It does not get better than that.
What are 3 things that you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
Good Lord. Okay, excellent question. I think one of the things that I'm most proud of is manning up and becoming a good father. Mm-hmm. I think that was a process. I don't think that overnight I was a good father. You know, I'm going to shoot straight with you on this. The news of having a child in college when you're not married, that doesn't necessarily make you happy or make you, overly joyed or, I was scared. I was a boy.
Right.
So I am most proud of the evolution that caused and the things that it put in motion, because without that, I do not become the gentleman that I am today. So the birth of my daughter, I'm going to keep going to that. Tatum. You turned me into a man, and Whitney Ortiz, you helped that along with your strength, with your guidance. Man, I could not be doing what I'm doing without, those 2 people in my life.
Yeah.
Second thing I think I'm most proud of, I'm most proud of being in a position where I can help people. Like, I love to help people. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't matter what it is. I was telling you a story about helping a buddy of mine. His name is Rex Andrews. He's a professional wrestler. He's coming up. He's right. Over there at Reality Wrestling. He's one of Book's top guys. Mm-hmm. And man, I find it amazingly interesting that I can, help this kid and take him to different, mixed martial arts schools and introduce him to different people.
When you say Book, like, I know who you mean. But who you talking about?
Oh, man, Booker T. Huffman, the mayor. Yeah. 2019, Booker T is going to get the mayor of Houston. You heard it here first. But I like helping people. This is a kid that's hungry. He's chasing his dream. Mm-hmm. Blood, sweat, tears. And I'm able to help this guy, where I'm able to go up to the Reality of Wrestling on Wednesdays, and go help a whole crew of young, talented individuals that are chasing the dream. Like, how many people get to chase their dreams, Chip?
Yeah, not very many.
Not very many. Or how about the profession that we're in? Like, I'm a coach.
Right.
Every day I get to go in front of probably like 25 to 30.
Change lives.
Yeah, kids. And I show them a little bit about X's and O's, but, we're really teaching life.
That's it.
Basketball's the vehicle, Chip.
That's it.
Life is the lesson.
That's it.
And how many coaches lose sight of that, man?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So I enjoy helping people. That makes me happy. That brings joy to my heart, my man.
Right.
And then the third thing, Chip, good Lord, man. You hit me with the good one.
That's a good one, huh?
I would say like this new project that we've started where we're actually going back and we're highlighting, people that have helped us in the past.
Right.
I want to shed some light on the people that have helped us get to where we are, because as you know and I know, we do not get to where we are without the help of some great people.
For sure.
The giant's shoulder. Think about it. The giants are the people that came before us and allowed us to stand upon their shoulders and, just show us a better way. Mm-hmm. And I want to go and I want to show the world and I want to shed light on all these giants everywhere, because we see the superstars, right? You see the LeBron James, you see the Kyrie Irvings, you see the, God knows who else, James Harden. But what about the people that helped them get to where they're at? The parents, the trainers, coaches, the teachers. About just the the homie from the block that has some good advice for him. Said, nah, you don't need to be selling. You need to be out there hooping.
That's it. And I ain't gonna let you do this. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here's 20 right here. You don't even got to go sell that dime sack. You ain't got to go sell that half ounce.
Them guys, and that's some real stuff. So many times you hear about the whole the negative side of those kind of things in the life. But within that, I think you build relationships too. And everybody's had people in their lives that have helped them. And maybe it doesn't come in the right kinds of ways, but it's from a good place. And I can feel that too. I'm with you on that one. I feel you on that one. Big blow up, boom.
Well, hey man, my man Joe Dahl, he has this awesome quote, man. He always says it in our teacher in service meetings. He's like, it's like the turtle on the fence post. He didn't get there all by himself. How true is that? Turtle on the fence post. Joe Don is East Texas slang, man. My man.
That's it. What's your definition of success?
Being happy and doing what you enjoy doing. I think that's what makes success. I think a lot of people tie success with money.
Right.
And sometimes they go hand in hand, but not all the times. Like right now, with this little project that I'm working, I ain't made a dime.
Right.
I've actually lost, a little bit of money. But, man, I feel highly successful because I'm getting an opportunity to do what makes me happy.
Yeah, and you're rewarded in fulfillment.
Man, you're not lying, man.
Yeah.
I'm rich in here.
Yeah.
This is where I'm rich.
Super rich.
Or how about this, man? How about, again, I'm going to keep going back to what we do, coaching.
Yes.
That is success. Like, we get to mold the lives of people, that are going to go on and do great things in the future. That's success, man. Some people sit in a cubicle, they answer phones all day.
Yeah.
That ain't success, no matter how much money they make. Or they push computer keys all day and they look at a screen all day. That ain't success, Chip.
Mm-hmm.
Going out and making a difference in the world and loving what you're doing is success. And you and me as coaches, man, we rich, baby.
Oh, for sure.
We are rich.
Yeah, no doubt. What do you think it takes to achieve success?
Man, I'm going to give you some of the canned answers first, like the ones that everyone would say. We'll say hard work, of course, because you got to get out there and you got to grind. And when we talk about grind, for people that don't understand slang very well, that means you got to go out there and work, baby. Go out there and work. And work. I mean, that's it.
Rihanna's song. Oh, wait.
It is. It's someone's song.
Yeah.
But, what else, what else helps you, get to success is also being a little bit brave and stepping out on a limb and doing something that some people may frown upon or they may not see the value in it. And that bravery to do what others may look at weird or scoff at or make comments about.
Right.
That bravery is essential because you're going to have a lot of detractors. Whenever I brought this idea up, I know a lot of people looked at me stupid, or maybe said something in the back of their mind. But you know what, man? It feels right in my heart. You know what? And that's all that matters to me right now. You start to get into your 40s. Are you in your 40s, Chip?
Hey, yes, sir.
You know what? Like, the world starts to look a little bit different to you.
Yeah.
And some of the things that used to matter don't matter, and some of the things that didn't hold that much relevance hold so much more relevance, and it's perspective.
Right, and that's why I said, let me hit you with this one. I think not necessarily the age, but I think the age of your maturity. I think when you're fortunate enough, and some people don't look at it this way, but if you see some bad things growing up, like you felt that. When I said that, you felt that because you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
And you're able to see some rough times, growing up, like you said, with your mom and having a baby early, some of those things and struggles. I mean, that heightens your maturity. Like, hey, I got to, like you said, like I got to get straight so I can take care of these people because it ain't about me. It's about what I have to do to take care of these folks. And I think that when you have that maturity, it allows you to have that laser focus, and don't have, like those race horses, they put the blinders on them, so you don't see,
run straight.
You don't see any of that stuff over there. I'm trying to get where I'm trying to get. Well, I'm going to get where I'm going to get, right now, and so it's those things that help you have that laser focus because you understand the why.
Yes. Man, you hit the nail on the head, Chip.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind, I'd like to expunge on a couple of those things.
Yeah.
Like as a coach, a couple things. Like number one, man, like right now there's a lot of kids that are dealing with anxiety issues for whatever reason. In this day and time, anxiety has become a real big bugaboo. I don't know if it's because of phones. I don't know if it's because of social media. I don't know, Chip. I ain't
so much info to synthesize. And like us growing up, we didn't have so much access to information in our hand.
Yeah, man. It's like go outside and play and go drink out the hose.
Yeah, that's it. But now it's so much information. And I heard somebody say this, I think on the radio this morning, about, we have to learn to synthesize what we take in and really realize what's good and what's bad for us. And I think therein lies the problem with anxiety, because you take in so much.
Too much.
Yeah, you take it in so much info, and you don't know. You just have to have people to tell you, hey, this is good, this is bad, like we did, but more so nowadays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we were speaking about this, like you said, experiences, and that really bringing upon maturity. Having a kiddo of my own that, if you were to look at her, she's Teflon coated, was a star athlete, extremely intelligent, beautiful, well liked. You'd never know that the kid is battling, these demons, of anxiety and all the doubts and all the weird thoughts that come about that. I never personally really thought that was real, man. I thought it was just, hey, toughen up real quick. You're acting like a baby.
Yeah, and get tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, you know what?
It's real.
It's real. We lived it as a family. We fought it as a family. We are, currently, doing some things to help my daughter out, and she's, coming out on the good side of it now.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that experience, it has helped me mature as a teacher and a coach. Like I treat kids just slightly differently, because
you see them different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because who knows what they're battling?
Mm-hmm.
And unless that, the man upstairs didn't put me through that experience,
Yes.
I might not be coaching the same. The emphasis is shifted from X's and O's and wins and losses to let me treat this human being correctly. Let me teach life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the game means very little, but the relationships and how we treat people and how we lead by example, that means so much more. And here's the deal, Chip, we still win. We still win, man. We're the gold standard in the district for girls basketball.
Even more so. Your wins or even mean more because you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. Let me tell you something else we do, Chip. I know how hard it is to have a teenage daughter in junior high. When you have a teenager, they don't want nothing to do with you at the house, do they?
Yeah.
That's just what it is, man. They too cool. Too cool.
Yeah.
Man, so being on the other end of that, it's like, man, it'd be really nice if these kids started showing their parents some love at a game. So before any of my teams play a game, for the last 2-3 years, maybe even 4, man, I send my kids up into the stands right before the buzzer goes off. I'm like, man, you better go in the stands and go give your folks a hug and a kiss. They came here to see you. They came here to support you.
They're taking care of you.
Yeah, go show them a little bit of love, and that may be the only hug that the parent gets from that kid, because teenagers are weird, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you do that and show them the importance of that.
And I would really wish someone would have done that for my kids. Go hug your daddy real quick. He's here to support you. But experiences.
And a lot of times you don't realize that as a player. You don't realize those things until you get older and you look back on it. And that's how it was for me. I mean, like in the moment, I knew like my mom made sacrifices to take us and make sure we were on time. All of those things. But you don't realize how big of an impact that is. I didn't until you get older and you look back on it. You kind of calculate those hours. Like, holy crap, man.
Chip, man, it's like amazing. You're reading me, man. It's like you're reading me, man.
Come on, man.
Dude, here, let me tell you something, man. And this is something that I'm not proud of, man. Yeah. Good Lord, you're reading me like a book. I used to get so nervous before my high school baseball games that I would ask my mom and my dad not to come. I would ask my mom, the lady that would bend over backwards and go from one end of the world to the other end of the world, not to come to my games because Mama made me nervous, man. Like, how selfish of that was me, man. That was very, very selfish. My mom didn't really even get an opportunity to watch my senior year, man, where, like, I cleaned house. I had a good senior year, man. I got all those darn awards. First team all district, Houston baseball player, all something. I don't know, but my mom didn't get an opportunity to, like, sharing that as much as she should. Now, you know what she did, though? She did tell me she used to sneak to the games, and kind of watch from the side. So, I appreciate your mom for not listening to me.
That's it. I have an opposite experience than that. Like, my mom was the loud mom.
Oh
no! She had this go Chip, go Chip. And what's funny is, man, that didn't stop when I got out of high school either. It went to college, and even as a coach,
She traveled?
oh man, come on, man. And even as a coach, one of the coaches that I worked with, he had sons that would hear us say it, and so when they would see me, they all say, "Go Chip, go Chip." And so, but how cool is that, to have, people support you like that, just like you said, your mom, just, you appreciate that love and support, and in turn, I'm probably not gonna be doing that to my son, Go Evan, but he'll know though, that, hey, Daddy, believes in what you're doing, and I'm there for you, and get on your butt, boy, if you don't do right. But I'll be your number one fan.
Tell you what, though,
support you.
They get to playoffs. I bet you get one of those big cutout heads, and you bring it to
it's going down now. That's coming. I'll let Mama do all that. Daddy will be reserved, and but just the cycle of going from having that child. Like when you was talking about having your kid in college. Made me think about one of my college teammates. He had twins, like in high school.
Good Lord.
Junior year in high school, and so he had to work and do all those things throughout college while playing, while going to school, and so it's just amazing those sacrifices you make for them, and how like you said, makes you grow and mature to get on that path. Like I don't have a choice, I got to get it.
Yeah. Hey man, but secretly, or not even secretly, ain't a secret no more. All the credit goes to my wife, because she's the one that kind of looked at me and said, like, I can do this with or without you. You better man up if you're gonna come on this ride. Yeah. I was like, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Yeah, you're right, baby.
Yeah. Best decision I ever made is listen to whatever the heck she says.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk. One more question. Just in looking back on your life and reflecting on where you've come from to where you are now, and the differences that you're making, the things that you're doing now to make a difference in the lives of others. If there's someone that's watching this that wants to be like the coach, wants to grow, when they grow up to be a big boy, to grow up to be the coach, what's a couple of things that you would say they need to make sure that they do?
All right, man, that's a real good question. First thing, trust your parents' advice. Your parents, they're normally going to push you in the right direction.
Yeah.
They're going to see a lot of things before you see it, because they're essentially you. They are you. They're half dad. You're half dad, and you're half mom.
Yeah, no, like really, they are you.
They're you.
No, really.
But you like when they say, "Hey, man, this friend's not good for you." They're probably right. My mom, hey, mom, dad, I hate to say it, but y'all were right about 99% of the time, and I should have listened, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to, I guess, get to where, we are at right now, number one, I'd say follow your parents' advice. It's normally going to be correct. And let's say that it's not correct, it is coming from a good place.
Yeah.
And there's some lesson to be taken from that. Whether or not they're right about the individual or not, there is something that they're seeing, or there is something that they're sensing that is not right. So sit back and analyze it. Second thing, I'm going to give you like 2 or 3 things, Chip. Maybe even 4, man.
Let's do it.
Because, man, I love talking with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Second thing, I'm going to say, follow your heart. Do what brings joy to you. We talked about success earlier. Don't do what society tells you to do. Society may tell you to go out and make some money. You may go to college and take something that you think is going to make your parents happy, or make your friends happy, or your family happy. Like for you truly to have success, make sure that you're doing what makes you happy, number one. Because if you can't take care of number one, man, the rest is all going to fall to shambles. After college,
you can't be good for anybody else.
No, you can. But after college, I felt like this need to go out and make money, because we had the kid coming, right?
Right.
Good God, I was miserable, Chip. I was selling mobile homes.
Yeah.
Hey, I made a little money, but I found something out, Chip. I'm a horrible mobile home salesman. So I used that time while I was miserable. Good, I suck, Chip.
Yeah.
God, man.
Life can teach you what to do and what not to do, right? Yeah.
But I used all that extra time I had to start applying, for different teacher programs. And, and there I found, what it was I truly wanted to do. And I was going back and looking at some old, baseball programs that we used to have back in high school. And it said on there, I want to be a teacher and a coach. Want to be a teacher and a coach, year after year. So I had to go back and, find what was really going to make me happy. And what I mean by this is like I had to take some steps back. In order to get this position of being a teacher and a coach, I had to, take out some loans to get into this teacher program. I had to go and purchase a newer vehicle, or actually a new vehicle, to drive back and forth from Huntsville, to Sci-Fair every day for these different teacher courses. It was draining us.
Right.
But at the end of the day, after all the hardship, I ended up getting a position over here in Conroe ISD, and life has been good since then. So in order to take those steps forward, I had to take a step or two back. But man, what a blessing that was. And then let me see what else. Man, I'd say treat people right.
Yeah.
Because once you get to where it is that you want to be, when you get there you don't treat people right, you ain't gonna be there very long, Chip. And
No doubt.
if your plan is to be in that happy spot, to be in that ideal situation, once you get there, don't forget that everyone that you're dealing with is a person, and that they deserve to be treated with dignity. That they have a heart, that they have feelings, that they go home, that they have private struggles and battles that they fight with. Treat them good, and then fill their life with positive energy. Because by de facto, when you influence someone, you're actually influencing a whole tree of people. It's exactly like a tree.
And personally, you learn and you become better, because it goes back to relationships. You built those relationships, and those things that you put out, that's going to come back to you. We talked about our kids that we've coached coming back and saying, thanks for making a difference in our lives. That time that you invest in that, you receive it back. That's not why you do it. You do it from your heart, and because that's the right thing to do. But you get those things in return, and it's so fulfilling. And that feeling of fulfillment you get from that is far better than what you received in the money that you made selling trailers.
Or what money I didn't make selling trailers.
Yeah. Or whatever went into that, the trade-off on that. And so,
man, you're right. I mean, I think that's the most important part of what we do, is just influencing people. And then putting them on the right path, helping them reach and attain their goals, and believing in them.
Right.
It really is that simple. What cracks me up, Chip, is that they have some coaches, and I'm talking to all y'all out there that want to say that people that speak the way that me and Chip speak when it comes to working with our athletes, y'all want to say that we're soft or that we're not competitive. Whatever, man. Hey, let me ask you this, man. Anytime you want to see how competitive I am, come up to Knox on a Sunday and come do a Sunday basketball run with us. Or you could always meet me at Gracie Baja, the Woodlands. Hey, I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We choking each other out. We're tapping each other out, arm locking. I get an opportunity to work with all kinds of, different professional fighters. You think I'm not competitive? Come see how competitive we are. But then we're also equally compassionate, because we don't forget where it is, or we don't forget why it is what we're doing. So don't let it get twisted, Chip, because I'm looking at you right now. It looked like if I was to give you the ball up the middle, you'd run some dudes over.
Oh man, it's all business, between the lines. I was thinking, I was like, man, the fighter's coming out. the fighter, I think though, I'm gonna say it in different terms, and you tell me if you agree with this.
Yes, sir.
I think the same energy that you put toward being competitive is the same energy that you put toward being compassionate. And when you do those things, you have what you have. The thing that you've been blessed to do, the differences you've been blessed to make, when you put the same equal energy into that, you get it in return.
And you can do that, and like we can do that as coaches. Like,
Yeah,
man,
oh yeah.
Don't lose track of that, coaches, man. Like, I'm going to take this opportunity again to preach to y'all. You're working with people. Think about the kids when they go home. Think about what it is they go home to. Think about all the struggles that they have. The words that you say are going to echo in their ears forever, So if you're a negative Nancy, or if you're extremely cold, domineering, we'll say narcissistic, the kids remember that. Like, kids, they don't come back and say, hey, coach, remember that district championship we won? Because we won a lot of them. Mm-hmm. No, but what they talk about, Chip, man, I remember that bus ride. Yeah. I remember when you took us up to the Rice game. I remember when, we as a team went up to Baylor to go watch the girls play. That's what they talk about, Chip. They don't talk about those banners that are hanging in the gym.
And one thing, too, while you were saying that, I was thinking about, growing up, my mother used to always say this, your words have power. And either way, positive or negative, like your words have power. And so the things, be cognizant of the things into people, because how would you want to be treated? And so I think, that's a big thing that I've always tried to live, treat the golden rule. I remember that in elementary school, walking in the classroom, every classroom had up there the golden rule: treat others as you want to be treated. And so, I think you have to live that way.
It is that simple, Chip, isn't it?
But that's it. I mean, you just think when you do those things, you're like in situations, and how would I want this to be handled with me? And so it makes you, okay, well, maybe I don't need to be so raw, or there are times you need to be that way, but it makes you reflect and look at it, and see how you need to handle things.
Man, 100, baby.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
Man, anytime, man. You can holler at me next week. I'll be right here.
Hey, we're gonna do it some more for sure. I also want to, you've talked about your Giants. I want you to kind of talk about the social media where they can see it and check out some of your stuff, because it's good quality stuff that I believe in as well.
All right. Hopefully I don't butcher this too much. But right now we got this social media project going on, and it kind of has a couple different legs to stand on. So first part is me and a good friend of mine. His name is Dwayne Crosby. He's a guy that I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with. Put our heads together one day. It was during the hurricane, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of time, no electricity, but we're still chopping it up.
Think of some stuff.
It won't. Use your imagination. Put our head together, man. We're like, man, it'd be real cool if we had this, put this podcast together. And me, I'm horrible at technology. Good Lord. Mm-hmm. I can't even get the Roku to work in my house, man, much less put a podcast together. But I know people. I know a lot of people through my experiences and my relationships. Buzzword of the day, relationships.
That's it.
And Dwayne was like, well, you know what, man, I'm pretty darn good with tech, and I'm a pretty smart guy. Dwayne, my man, he's a genius. Mm-hmm. He is a genius, philosopher, loves philosophy. Kind of completes me, man. Like, he's good at all the things that I am not good at. I kind of feel like I'm pretty decent at the things that he's weak at. So we put our heads together and we created this podcast. We're 4 episodes deep. First one, we interviewed Mike Corley, United States or USA Muay Thai head coach. Interviewed Coach Terrell Williams over there at Conroe High School. Excellent track coach. He's coached my kids on a couple of occasions. And the words that come out of this gentleman's mouth are gold. I'm going to hook you up with Coach T.
Yeah, I know T will.
Oh, yeah. T will.
Yeah, I know T will.
And then we did this third interview with Booker T. Huffman and Charmel Huffman. Talked about, just his life, his background, his mayoral aspirations in 2019.
Right.
Get him booked. And then this last one we interviewed Jason James. He created this homeless outreach program, named Team Y. They just go out into the city of Houston and they do good.
Yeah.
They feed people, they clothe people. They do good works. So we're about 4 episodes deep on the podcast, and they get a little bit better every time. That first one, you could just hear all the jumping on. Chop, 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 chop. You know about that, man.
I do. I mean, it's a process. Anything you go through, you live and learn.
Mm-hmm. But we're getting better. We're getting better. We'll be at that Chip Baker Success Chronicles level one day with all the visuals and with the nice editing. But then the second part is that we got something called My Giant or hashtag My Giant. And what we're trying to do is we're just going around and we're just talking to different individuals about the people that helped them in their life, the ones that helped them get to where they're at, you know. So we've had some amazing responses, you know. Have my man Alex Gote today, went and interviewed him at the park. That gentleman, Marine, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt,
Wow,
triple masters with a doctorate in theology. Get this, his giant was Tupac. You know, because he's a little bit hood, but when he talks about Tupac, he talks about Tupac as a philosopher.
Yeah.
Not as a rapper, but as a philosopher. And he quoted him on a couple of occasions. You know, and then you have the more traditional giants like my mom, my dad, my coach. You know, but man, it can be any and it can be everyone. And then what's on the horizon is giant moments. Okay. And we're looking at these moments that helped mold us or shape us as human beings to be the people that we are today. Because, like, for me, man, the most fascinating thing is people, Chip.
yeah.
Like, man, it ain't Star Wars. I'm tired of seeing all those lightsabers, Chip. I want to see the real deal, man. I want to talk to people. I want to see why they are, or, you know, how they get to become the person that they are.
Yeah.
What factors molded them. Good Lord. I mean, that's truly fascinating to me. Real life is 100 times more fascinating than lightsabers and all those crazy looking creatures they got on there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it on that. You know, hopefully we'll grow and hopefully people will submit, you know, My Giant videos to our website. You know, we'd love to put them out there, and we want to know your story. You know, so please, if you could, shoot us your vids. Tell us who your giant is. Tell us your giant moment, and we'll make sure to get them up on the website. And, you know, tell us your story.
That's good. And, you know, it's truly another deal that I believe in. You know, the connecting with people, relationships, you know, building bonds with people. And I think that's how you do things. And to look at and show your appreciation, you know, especially like to some of those people they don't know. You know, they just know that they put the efforts out, and then, you know, you've gone to do your thing. But, you know, for you to be able to, you know, show your appreciation to those people, like that's A1 in my book. You know, so keep up the great work. And again, thanks for coming through an interview with the Chronicles, and thank you guys for watching this episode of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Yes, sir.
Go get it.